Welcome to O'Talkin' with Dave, coming to you from his palatial fortress in Sin City, where what happens in Vegas is talked about everywhere. Put your hands together for the pastor of positivity whose glass is always at least half full. Here's Dave.
Oh, how we doing? How y'all doing out there? I hope you're doing well. I am Top Chef coming to you from Vegas right now. I am more and more excited about what's going on and the feedback I am getting. The sessions seem to be more energetic, more just feedback and participation. It's always been good, but man, it seems over the top now, and I think a lot of it is because of mindset. You can have a plan, you can have the skills, you can have the clean execution and still fall short. You can, because success, it doesn't collapse from a lack of effort, usually. Sometimes it does, but it collapses from that ceiling that you set for yourself. You set it, that ceiling that you set in your mind. Your mindset sets the ceiling. Mindset's it's not just positive thinking though. It's not hype. It's not drama. It's not just that. It's not pretending everything's okay. Yeah, we guys do that a lot. Oh, it's all right. We got it. Yeah, things are fine. Please. It's that internal posture that you take before, during, and after the effort. Mindset is everything. It's resolve. We talk about freedom, control, and resolve. Mindset is like resolve in that it decides whether your work compounds or if it stalls. You hit that first speed bump and it's like, uh-oh, too fragile. You got to set your expectations higher. We're going to talk a lot about that. I know many times it's not just success. It's that degree of success. And if your mindset is set with a higher ceiling, you expect more. Hey, I just don't want the G.I. Joe. Give me the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip. That's setting that mindset higher. And I think there's several essentials for this kind of success at home, work, or play. Everything I do is home, work, and play. No matter the situation or the arena, success always draws from 5 components. It could be more, it could be a different list, but these are the ones that I usually go to, teach, for lack of a better, teach, that's tough. Real teachers should be offended by that. But the 5 things I like to talk about around building success, first one is strategy. You got to know what you're trying to accomplish and why it matters. It doesn't have to be so philosophical. It can be, your goal can be something around a golf game or something with play or a hobby. It can be something with your family. It can be a vacation. It can be where you want to be in 5 years or 10 years. It could be college education for your kids. It could be whatever. At work, there's so many different strategies fall more in line with work because there's a lot of templates that force you to. But you got to have a strategy. Knowing what you're trying to accomplish, why it even matters. It doesn't have to be a philosophical thing. It can be, hey, I want to have some fun. I want to get away. I want to rest. All right, you got to have a strategy. Then you got to have planning. That breaks that strategy down into steps that make sense. If I want to do this, I need to plan around it. It can be logistics. It can be all the different components. And then you got to prepare for it. Preparing is half the fun or a big portion of the fun. Whether you're building a skill, you're practicing for, tennis, half marathon, pickleball if you're one of those pickleballers. But see, then you understand where your capacity is and if you need to expand that through preparation. So important. Strategy, planning, preparation, then execution. You got to do it. You got to go for it. Game time. That's doing the work. It's showing up. It's the results from all of your strategy, planning, and preparation. Boom. There you go. What are you going to do when the whistle blows? Or the gun shot, whatever your analogy is. But all those four are important. But mindset is the most important. It's the lens through which you're going to interpret the importance and how much effort you put forth, how much you refuse to fail, the pressure you put on yourself, that time, that urgency. It's everything. You can succeed. I said this earlier. You can succeed doing the first four, but that fifth, mindset, will determine the degree of your success or the altitude of your ceiling. It's fantastic. There's a lot I could talk about this. I know so many times in negotiating training, we talk about don't settle. Ask what they're willing to give. People many times will give you far more than you would ask for. There are people that will ask you for far less than you are willing to give. It's important. Their mindset is not as lofty as your willingness to give. So put the shoe on the other foot. Expect more from yourself. Because mindset outweighs everything. Because it's almost those rental vehicles have it a lot. I run into this where they have a governor on the engine, meaning you can't go above a certain speed limit. They do that for all sorts of reasons. I know there's a lot of companies who put this type of software, now it's computerized, but they can put it on their fleet vehicles. And it will either govern them or monitor it. Either way, it's controlling the level. It won't let you exceed that level. The thing is, you can have with one of those on a vehicle, you can get a bigger engine. You can get cleaner or faster rocket fuel if you want. And you can refine all the mechanics in that. But that governor will keep you from going above a speed limit. You'll never access that full power. So that's the thing. Mindset, many people will put a governor on their effort or their willingness or their determination and limit how successful they are. Shoot the moon, baby. Don't put that governor on yourself. No, your mindset determines all of that. When we talk about mindset, it's how you respond to those setbacks. What happens? To what Tyson say, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. Your mindset will help you respond. That's also in your planning and your preparation. Because you know you're going to get punched. Okay, what am I going to do when that happens? I'm not going to quit. No, I'm not going to quit. It also will help you determine whether the pressure that you're feeling will make you more determined or sharpen your skills, or if you're just paralyzed by it. Mindset. It also, you've got to understand with the right mindset, failure's not going to crush you. It's going to teach you. It's not going to discourage you. It's going to guide you and help you learn. Here's how I handle this. Here's how I'm going to handle it next time. Boy, that hurt. Painful, discouraging, but I'm not stopping. I may choose to stop, but I'll never quit. That's the mindset. And then it also determines how long am I going to stay in the game. Many times you're in the wrong game. You got the right mindset, everything's right, and then you realize, okay, I need to make adjustments, and that's okay, but don't quit. Don't quit. Resolve keeps you moving. Mindset decides how you move and how far. A slight little characteristic there. So success without mindset versus success with it. Yeah, some people are satisfied with just plain success. Many times I'll just say my career, I would have settled for less if I didn't have the right mindset. But no, I wanted to do this. This wasn't enough. Sheffield, Alabama wasn't big enough. And it's not Sheffield, Alabama's fault. Okay, go to Chattanooga. Ooh, went to the big city. I got sophisticated and moved to Tennessee. That's not enough. And then when I found California, oh my goodness, if I can go from Alabama to California, I'm going to New York. Now I go all over the place. with that limiting mindset, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with any single place there. But my mindset led me to want more, not in a greedy way, not in an entitled way, but it armed me with the state of mind that allowed me to expand my strategy and my planning and my preparation. And the execution flourished because of my mindset. It helped me hit goals. It maintained stability in a time that was very unsure. I was not sure of circumstances, but I was sure of all the different steps I had taken. And a lot of times things appeared fine on the outside, but inside I was determining, how am I going to get past this? How am I going to get through this option, this obstacle? What are all of my options? That's the mindset of, even though I'm still going forward. Without that mindset, a lot of people will plateau early and they're satisfied with that plateau. Fantastic. That's great. A lot of people will limit their mindset or govern themselves because they don't want to risk too much. I've made it this far. I don't want to go too. I get it. It's like a game on The Price is Right. Are you going to take what you got, or are you going for the big one? Yeah. But the problem is, I think people who just settle for this is good enough, it may be fantastic for them. That's great. But don't discourage those who want more. And those who want more, don't discourage those for something that's good enough. You've got to deal with that yourself. The problem is when regret comes in, I wish I had done this. I wish I had moved further. I wish I'd have done that when I was younger. Okay. And people a lot of times will stop evolving into, I was going to say seek and destroy. We don't want to destroy, conquer. Because the more we conquer, the more confident we are. The more people we pull in, like-minded people. I love it. Yeah. A lot of people, the world will decide what success you're going to achieve. You let the world decide the degree of success you're going to achieve. Yeah, that's not you. You've got to do it. There's a lot of people who their mindset could have changed. There's a lot of almost success stories. There's a lot of talented employees who never advance because they interpret feedback as criticism. No, it may be criticism, but that criticism can shape you. Constructive criticism doesn't feel constructive sometimes. It feels like a little bit of bitching at you. Okay, how are you going to take that? It's shaping you. It's making you more aerodynamic. You know, I know a lot of people who had the best ideas in the room and they didn't state them because I don't know, could be shyness, could be insecurity, could be they just hope somebody else comes up with it. I don't know. It happens all the time. Also, you think about the parent who runs a household flawlessly, but they believe it's their duty instead of the honor to do it. I'm telling you, my mom, she didn't work outside the home until Dad retired. Home got too small then. She ran our household flawlessly, but that work didn't fulfill her forever. She went on to do other things, and it was great. It was great. And some people, somebody that was in my life had all the potential in the world and just chose to take the path of least resistance. And there was some regret there. So you've got to decide that almost successful is a failure. It's a failure if you're almost successful. Yeah, I've seen so many athletes or musicians that it got too tough. It just got too tough. The work was too hard. Wasn't willing to put in the practice time, or never thought they could be to this level. I remember first time I touch a rim when you're in 7th or 8th grade, you jump up and touch a basketball rim. It's like, oh, my hand was 10 feet in the air. And before long, it's routine. And then you want to go further. I've talked about tennis and the backhand down the line. Oh, yeah, you can hit it in practice, but can you hit it when it matters? Well, not if you quit, not if it's good enough, if you hit 1 out of 10. I love the statement, and I don't think it's been overused because I love it. and it means something, and it pertains here. Don't practice till you get it right. Practice till you can't get it wrong. That's that mindset. The difference in the number one, pick any sport, the number one player and the number 50 player, it's not their game, it's their mindset. Golf is a great example of that. I know so many small business owners who got past that comfortable level, but they never scaled it to a larger level. And that can be a choice, but a lot of it's not a choice because they didn't want to grow the small family business into something really large. It got too much risk, or what if I'm not able to do it? And they were limiting themselves. They were putting a governor on themselves. None of these people that I'm talking about lack the ability. They didn't lack the strategy or the planning or the preparation. No, they lacked the mindset that allowed them expansion instead of protection. And so we don't want that. We want everybody to be everything they can be, everything they want to be. But then if they thought they could be a little more, I think you would see it more often. So why don't people reach their potential or have that mindset of, yes, I can, no matter what, yes, I can? I think the biggest one, it's a fear of failure. Failure feels like an identity instead of an event or part of a process. If you fail, you're a failure. And you're paying a lot more attention to that than anybody else. There is a litany of inventors who failed 100 times more than they succeeded, but we remember when they succeeded. We don't care about all those failures. Nobody's keeping score. You're keeping score yourself, and you're putting a governor on yourself. Also, there's comparison. Comparison, I believe, is at an all-time high because everything's so public now. Everything's so public. I've stopped checking in places so much because nobody's looking at me per se, but people are comparing where they're eating, where they're traveling to, and somebody's traveling all over the place. It's, oh, look at them. They're going everywhere, blah, blah, blah. And you compare yourself to that. You don't understand. You're getting to stay at home. I'm jealous of that. But that comparison, measuring your progress against someone else's progress, and they seem like you feel like I'm just starting and they're on chapter 10, that's not necessarily true. But we perceive certain things, and that's why we put a governor on ourselves. Another big one is either short-term or small thinking. I want long-term results in a short-term timeline. Come on, let's go. Chop. That's more impatience with me. But that short-term thinker that wants long-term results, they lower their mindset. They govern their mindset. That's tough. And then a negative one, that addiction to comfort, familiarity. You mistake comfort or security in your bubble for success. Yeah. I know so many people who live for retirement, can't wait, started counting down the years, and they counted down the months, and they counted down the days. They even counted down the hours. And it wasn't what they thought because they limited themselves. They had a limited mindset. And then it's a catch-all here, but unchallenged narratives, meaning you believe stories. You never consciously chose anything. You just fell into it. And there is nothing wrong with going along with the crowd or that security or anything, as long as you don't have that mindset about everything, because you're going to cause your children or people around you, you're going to hold them back a bit. And I'm not being this go get 'em, absolute, be number one at everything. I've been number one at very few things in my life. But my mindset was, what else? What else? John Waite has a great song called More. And it's just, I'm not going to sing it for you. I could. It wouldn't be good. It would make you want less. But anyway, they don't challenge the narrative. They think, I'm destined to do this. Here's what I do. My granddad did this. My dad did this. The expectation is I do that. And you don't question that. That's what leads to putting a governing mindset on you. And there's tons of social barriers that nobody warns us about. Society is rough. And now that we're in a global, digital society, we give up our control so often. We seek approval more than alignment with what we really want. That approval is so important to us. We avoid discomfort at all costs. Comfort's what we need. It's even entered our cuisine, comfort foods. Different people have different comfort foods, which means it's what you ate growing up. It's comfortable. It's what mama used to cook you, and it's so good. Some people live their life like that, and they don't get outside of that. And one of the biggest things I see as far as the wrong mindset, it's confusing busyness with progress. We talked about that on the progress one. Wonderful name. I named it Progress. But it's also, we confuse activity for productivity. No, you're just busy, man. You're not getting anything done. And then we lose. It's sad, and I don't believe. Actually, I'm corrupted by the internet because I'm still curious. I'm so curious. My problem now is, though, if I wonder something, not W-O, not W-A, stop it. If I wonder something, I don't wonder long. I'm so impatient, I look it up. I remember the other night we were talking to somebody in the middle of a conversation. I had a thought in my head. I said, hold on just a second. And I worked it into the conversation. But that curiosity, some people just want certainty. That's hard. It's semi-hard to find. It's very hard to keep in such an uncertain, changing world. That curiosity leads to fulfillment, and a bit of intellectual curiosity will get you somewhere. And then staying inside the lane. I'm a rule follower, but I won't break it, but I will turn it into a pretzel. But a lot of people, they just need to stay inside their lane. Stay in your lane, dude. Yeah, my lanes are all over each other. And none of this, what I'm saying here, I'm not being malicious. None of these things are bad because I probably adopt a lot of these things I'm talking negatively about in different parts of my life at different times. But when I'm on my game, I'm much more efficient. So I'm talking to myself here too. It's not malicious. It's true. But efficiency doesn't always produce excellence. And excellence means reaching the potential that you can. How far can you go? How fast you can go? How high can you go? How wide? How much better can it be? And you have to define better. With the secret to that, your mindset. What is better for you? That's all that matters. It's just a shame when you don't understand how good it could be, and better is really, it's not the best for you. It's tough. It's tough because we get satisfied. We get comfortable. So how do we build this mindset? How do we do it, Dave? Help me. I'm always trying myself to get to is this high enough? One step more, one step higher. How do you do this? You can always get more than you think you can. You can. It's like I said earlier. Ask what they're willing to give because they may give you more than you ever dreamed. So let's talk about just 5 ways you can build the right mindset. First one, you have to look at failure differently. Redefine failure. Failure is feedback. Failure is feedback. It may be what you did wrong. It may be what you could do right, but it's feedback. It's training. It's data. What are you going to do with that data? If you want to put emotion in there, okay, that's optional. Emotion, drama, all those things. All right, but learn the lesson. Hear the feedback of failure. Failure is not final unless you let it be. So first thing, redefine failure. Second thing is adopt longer timelines. If it comes quicker, gravy. But compounding beats intensity every time. Look at retirement. Over the course of 30 years, compounding. That's a beautiful example of how a longer timeline can produce a more full, robust reward. Maybe above what you thought. And don't give up. Okay, if you hit it, if you've got a 10-year timeline and you hit it in 5, great. Don't be satisfied. You got 5 more years in your timeline. You can do that in any way. 1 day to 10 days. 10 years to 30 years. Whatever it is, have a longer timeline. No, that's not sandbagging. All you sales guys out there, oh, Dave, you're just sandbagging. No. Compounding beats intensity every time. Can you have both? You dang snappy. However, don't limit the timeline because that's a governor. We don't want those. All right? This is a tough one. And I'm going to probably get Randy is probably going to hit me on this one. But practice deliberate discomfort. Oh, let me let that marinate a minute. Practice deliberate discomfort. Anybody who's been in athletics has done this. Anybody who has started something worthwhile, anybody who's learned to cook, you burn some stuff. Anybody that's lifted weights, that did not feel good, and you did it on purpose. Any diet, oh, you do great in the morning, but until you get hungry, this is not comfortable. That's where the growth is. Growth lives in that discomfort. Many times because if you've got the right mindset, you're not going to stay uncomfortable. You're going to get through it. You're going to work through it. You're not going to work around it. You can't get through it till you get in it. But sometimes the best way out is through. Practice deliberate. Challenge yourself to be uncomfortable because you will get comfortable. The good kind of comfortable. The comfortable with a lesson. The comfortable with achievement. The comfortable that you can look at and think, I got there. Okay, what's next? Mindset. Also, you got to understand you're talking to yourself. We just did one where you're picking fights with yourself. That was the last podcast. You're talking to yourself. Your self-talk is training instructions. That's what it should be. But for many of us, the self-talk is just commentary. Yeah, I didn't think you could do it. Look at you. You knew you couldn't do that. My goodness. You can't even walk a mile, much less run a mile. That's commentary. The training talk is one step further tomorrow. Try it again. It's just coffee. I love it. So audit that inner language to training, instruction, not commentary. And then lastly, anchor your identity to the effort, not the outcome. The outcome has not been decided yet. You could put a big yet past a negative outcome, but look at the effort. This is key to the right mindset. Who you are matters more than what happened. What you want, your passion around what you want matters so much more than where you are. You're on the way, man. It's the journey. Don't measure the outcome. The outcome is a yet. The effort is going to get you where you need to go. So mindset's just like a muscle. It's like a muscle. Not slogans, not hype. It has to be developed. And it can be changed. It can be lifted. You set the ceiling here, and it can always be raised. Once you lower it, though, it's hard to get above that. But when you do, it's so rewarding across all of your life patterns. You're calm under pressure. Your expectations are high. And you trust the process because you've got the drive to get there. So you're calm under pressure. Hey, I'm not measuring outcomes right now. That's a yet. I got time. I got a long timeline. And that confidence you get is sustained. People will call you everything. They'll call you arrogant. You may have that bravado, but that's based on stability. It's not showing out because you're doing it for you. It's up here. And that higher ceiling, you're going to think you once thought it impossible to get there. I remember the first time I climbed sixth grade, first time I climbed a rope in gym class. First time I tried, it was horrible. I just didn't. The ceiling is so far up. And then you just focus on the technique, and before you know it, whoa, you're tapping the I-beam at the top of the ceiling. It's because you focused on the process, not the outcome, and wow, I could have climbed that rope 30 more feet. Higher ceilings. Yeah, you attempt what once felt impossible. Also, we talk about comparison so much, but the rewards of the right mindset is freedom from those comparisons. You're not competing with them. Your path stops competing with someone else's path because theirs does not matter. Their ceiling is not as high as yours, or if it's a different ceiling. But either way, there's no comparison here because I'm focused. Homework or play, I have intentions, and my mindset's going to get me there because it will make me strategize and plan and prepare and execute. Yeah. And then when you get there, or you get to a certain stage where you may pass your ceiling on the way to the next one, that sense of fulfillment is most of the reward. Yeah, you get a higher salary. Yeah, you're a scratch golfer. Yeah, you got so many friends who love you and cherish time with you. Yeah, that's all important. But what you feel right here, it's not from winning something, it's from becoming something. And that sense of fulfillment, there's no way to even describe it. But you'll not get there without the right mindset. And see, all of that things that you got, the title and the money and the trophy, whatever that is, those aren't perks. Those aren't even the goals. Those are the byproducts of having a mindset that's going to get you as much as you can and still maintain the balance you need. I get excited. I'm excited right now. My belly button's puckering and unpuckering as we speak. So I think I've got it. I don't think I need to go on and on anymore about that. It's not even attitude. It is a thirsty focus, and it's glorious. Again, strategy is going to get you started. Planning is going to give you the direction. Preparation is going to open your capacity. What do I need to work on? What am I good at? Where am I? And preparing for it. And execution is the result of the first three. But mindset determines the life you build while you're doing all of it. If resolve is a muscle, we talk about resolve a lot. It's the muscle that drives the control and the freedom and all of that. Then mindset is your posture. It's your posture. And your posture is going to decide how the weight is distributed. Because if your posture is right and the weight is distributed properly, you're stronger. You're more balanced. If it's not, you're going to have a problem. It's going to break you. So don't just work harder. Think higher. Every great limitation, the biggest limitation on your success has never been people or the world around you. No, that's not the greatest limitation. It's been the ceiling that you're willing to accept. Raise it. Raise it. I hope this helps. I'm so pumped up. I am ready to go. Let's go. Go with me. Hit me up, david@otalks.com or davidotalks.com, or hit the website, otalks.com. A lot of stuff on there. And, man, let's go. Let's go together. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your expectations are. Give me stories of when your ceiling's been too low or it was high, but you got there on the way up. Love to hear them. I appreciate you so much. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging on. But most of all, thanks for talking with Dave. Giddy up.
Hello there. Are you out of work or looking for a new career? Do you feel like you have a lot of potential and just haven't hit your stride? We know just how you feel, and we are here to help. We are Cult Leader University, and we have the curriculum for you. Clue offers options to fit your schedule. Clue has entry-level courses in stockpiling, Kool-Aid making, catchy sing-alongs, and entry-level recruiting techniques. Once you've mastered these, you can move on to advanced courses in pontificating, standing like a guru, mastering the nostril flare, and holding an intimidating stare. Enroll at Clue, and if you pay for a full year in advance, Clue will help you develop your mantra, give you ideas for clothing requirements, and equip you with original handshakes, utterings, or code names. Don't wander around in anonymity. Enroll in Clue and set your own rules. At Cult Leader University, we can't imagine what you're capable of, but we know it's impressive. Cult Leader University can change your life and the lives of anyone unfortunate enough to be around you. Remember, if you don't have a clue, we are the school for you.